Today I'd like to discuss with you eternal fainting and other explanations. Really, what I want to do is some chores. Or what I want to do, what I should do, I should finish the inside floors first, but I don't want to. I want to put pond. You might be asking, why should you do it that order? The answer to that is because I currently have stuff from the dining room sitting outside, and I'd like to move it back inside. Also, like, I really need to harvest some of this plant right here because it's leaning over so much. Eternal fainting, yes, and the explanation. I was watching this episode of Drunk History, and one of the things about Drunk History is they tell accurate history, even though they're drunk. It's not bullshit, you know. So it was the story of this one murder where the husband. This has got to be harvested. That's what I should do right now. Just harvest this, and I guess get this whole branch. It's such a big branch. Is it done? It looks to be done. Alright. I don't think it really needs much more time. Anyway, I don't like the fact that there's that wood chipper. So anyway, the husband of this lady who killed her, he interfered with the doctor's ability to do like an autopsy or examine the body after the death. He's like, no, don't, you stay away from her, don't touch her, you know. And so the doctor, without any being able to really examine her, said, well, I guess she died of eternal fainting. Which was a term he came up with for a woman having like such a bad period that they die. So basically, he said she died of her period. And called it eternal fainting. How can you get a deeper voice like you do? Let me demonstrate. Just like that. No, your voice is going to get deeper naturally as you get older. Mine wasn't. My voice used to be higher than it is now. I can't hit high notes that I used to be able to hit when I'm singing. Yesterday I got dental surgery. How exciting for me? It wasn't so bad. You know, I got my first 2 implants put in here on the bottom. Obviously, when they put the screws in, when they put the part that gets implanted into your bone, that has to heal for a while. Then they'll screw in these teeth that have a screw on them, and that'll get screwed directly into the receiving screw, you know. I expected the implant part to be a more painful recovery than I don't like to smoke out of my nose. I don't like to blow smoke out of my nose. It doesn't feel good. Host Eric's voice has a resonance to it that most voices lack. A voice made for radio is how they would describe it once upon a while. Also a face made for radio. So, I would very much like to get that out of the way a little bit. I keep running into this bud over here because this plant is leaned over so much. If you see back here, you can really see how it's leaned over. This is maybe the most, well, I don't know if it's the biggest plant or not, but it's pretty big, and it's the one that I didn't stake it with a high stake in the back, so it's just tied to the main piece of wood back there. And now it's leaned out so much into it leaned out so much right there that there's a lot of noise out here today. I hope I don't get eternal fainting. Thanks, Mrs. Mom. I feel so lazy to manicure. It's like every time I think about harvesting something, I go, but then I gotta sit there and cut up all the leaves. So you can't partially manicure either. There's no place to set it down or anything. You gotta manicure everything you cut and put it in the closet before you can stop. This plant has just got a crazy amount of bud weight on it too. But I guess the bottom line is these really need to be staked up, you know, a little bit more than I staked it. You can see the top of this one's leaning over, but the stake, it goes up to right there, so this one is also tied right here, see? So it's not leaning over too bad. This one's ready to harvest too. But you know, I tend to think there's not really any hurry to harvest because it doesn't go bad if you leave it on the plant or anything. The plant will eventually die, but the buds will just be left there, these beautiful crystalline structures. So I got stitches in my mouth right now, which is a little bit annoying. Regardless, I guess, despite the noise, which is annoying, and the fact that I should manicure first, I think I'm gonna roll with a bucket of mortar here and make a little more progress on the pond. So let's go look at where we are currently at with the pond. And I think I'm going to put on these shoes. First thing to do is, next visit to the dentist is upcoming Monday. Oh, there's a spider in my shoe. It's upcoming Monday, I get the stitches taken out. I'm trying to really live for the first time. Eternal fainting. It's like, what kind of a doctor just, yeah, it's Somebody down there, I don't know, it might be the, I've seen the city works people around, like, road works. They may be doing it, or some private person may be doing it, but there's a wood chipper going on down there. And somebody's wood chipping something. It's loud, it's annoying. It's not, I mean, it's not like hurt your ear loud or anything, it's just, I'd rather it be nice and quiet outside and me be the only one making noises. But that's not how life works. So I've gotten all the way now to here, which is quite a bit of progress. And I continue over here, but I think I do have some cracks in this here, and I'm thinking about hitting that crack with some silicone before I even put any mortar down. Like I could silicone. Let me try siliconing that a little bit. This is silicone. And one of the advantages of silicone is that it's waterproof. Okay, now I'm going to poke the hole with the hole poker. Come on, hole poker, poke a hole. Okay, there. Okay, let's go try to put a little silicone on this crack. Even though I'm putting mortar on top of it too, you know. Mortar and then stones as well. Seems to be working. Yeah. Me too. So is this one empty? Is that? No, it's not empty. Well, shit. I don't know quite what to do about that. Let's see. Let's cut this tube put out part a little shorter. Yeah, it's not too bad, and presumably they have, you know, finite pile of stuff to wood chip, and they're gonna have to make a new pile. So it'll be quiet for a while. I'm gonna get these scissors. I'm gonna try to cut up this. The scissors aren't really good enough for that job. So, let me get this machete. That's not good enough either. So let me get this. This will be a quick cut. We've got this. That'll be a quick cut. Put this lighter in my pocket. Alright, that thing's super dangerous. I feel pretty sketched out using it a lot of times. Here's the thing that was in the way, preventing me from actually using this. Alright. So just put a little bit of silicone on this crack. You do you, Winston's mom. Okay. On top of this silicone, I'm just gonna put some of these little rocks and stuff. Alright, well, let me get a bigger rock here. There. There. Okay, that's fine. I've got a little bit more crack running down here. Good. A little bit of crack running up here, but it's not going to be under the water. Maybe up here. Okay. It's fine. Just get some rocks for that. Okay. It's fine. Let me just leave that like that for now. And I need to get that. Let's mix some mortar. Mixing some mortar. How do we mix mortar? Let's play How to Mix Mortar. It's a game where I teach you how to mix mortar. Oh, sure. Maybe you watched me mix it before, you already know. Maybe you've mixed it yourself. That doesn't matter. I'll still show you how to make mortar. Whether you want to learn or not. Alright, so I actually added the water yesterday before I called it a day. It already has the initial 4-ish jars of water to go in there. So we're going to start next with the cement. It's right there. The ingredients of mortar are cement, lime, and sand. So I need to put gloves on. That's my first job. That begs the question, elicits the question, prompts the question, is really the best way to put that. Where are my gloves? They're right here. Okay, now that I have gloves on, we're going to get ourselves 4 jars of this cement. Portland 2.5 cement. One. It's important to put the water in first. Some of the water first. 2. 3. Try not to breathe in that dust. 4. Now we're going to mix that up so it doesn't get lumpy. There's a little bit too little water I have in there. Some of it may have evaporated over the night or something. And when you got your cement mixed up, no chunks in it, right? You're going to add your lime next. I'm actually going to add another jar of water because it's going to need at least 1 more jar of water. Now we're going to get 2 jars of lime. I'm running kind of low on lime, which is unfortunate. I think I'm going to have to go to Oakhurst to get more lime, probably. Two things of lime. Now we're going to stir that up. Okay. Gonna need more water. My gobs. So I'm gonna get another jar. Now we put in 16 jars of sand. We could do like 4 or 8, stir, etc. But in total we have to put in 16 jars of sand. That's one. And what I'm going to do, oh, stupid ass. I'm going to see how many jars of sand fit in. Hi, writing is magic. Why is typology so hard to fathom? Is it that hard to fathom? I think it's. I think it makes perfectly good sense, but perhaps there's a reality where it's challenging because half of human being is linked to their particular experience and not to their actual function stuff. Let me see how many jars fit into this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 jars. 6. No, maybe 7 jars. 7. Okay. That's fine. So I'm supposed to put in 16 jars of sand, but that's not exact. It says 3.5 to 4.5. 4 is in the middle. That was 16. But a little less than that would be 14. I could do 2 of these. Alright. When we get it back, we're going to fill up this. You know, 7 jars. It's actually still a little loose, like I said. May put a little too much water in, but I'm going to put in my last 2 jars of sand here. I can even put in more sand if need be. I don't love this sand. Yeah, you don't always get exactly the same product when you buy bags of sand. I get clay sand because it's higher quality than the industrial sand. But it varies as to what the sand is like. This is very, like, big sand. It's not, doesn't have very small particles. I don't think it makes as good a mortar. That's pretty good. That's pretty right on the money right there. Okay. Now that we have this mortar, got this tool here, and I got my bucket just over there. Let's go take a gander. I need to throw an implant party. Thank you. Well, I'm throwing it right now. My implant party is to play Pong. Let me put you guys right here. Oh, actually, I'll put you right here. Okay, so we're going to start over here. I do kind of like the way this thicker sand mortar dries. I like this. So maybe I'm wrong about this thicker sand. Not thicker, it's just that the individual particles are bigger. I don't know what else you'd call that. Not really an adjective for that. Okay. I didn't get my blue bucket. Come here, blue bucket. Here's my blue bucket. Now my paintbrush. This is how you make smooth mortar. Now, first this up and try to cover that with a nice big coverage of mortar. That's pretty up. Okay. So, with that done, I'm going to place just a couple of stones here. Not going to go too crazy with that because it's not that thick a coverage overall. But right there's fine. Right there's fine. Then I'll make sure I lock those in, so to speak. Okay. Alright. By and large, I'm just going to do this layer of mortar without putting some stones in, because I don't want to go back over it again at the end for a last mortaring in of stones. I want to make sure I've got a nice thick layer of this before I do that. So, get it over here. Okay, making some good progress on the mortaring here this morning. Aside for a moment. Paintbrush. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. Bomb bomb be gone, the bomb bomb day. You break my heart, yeah, that breaks my heart. Did you ever really think you had just from the start? It's a song by that lady, what her name is? Kind of like this. Very large, lady who sings that song. What is wrong with me? I put the same single He's already in my DM. Alright. Progress. I have. Oops. Alright. Now for this last bit, I want to get rocks for up here. Kind of do some finger padding. Get that real quick with the brush. It's okay, he's already in my DM. Alright. Well, that's a nice start for the day's pond activity. But if you thought that was all, think again. No, not a boob implant, just a dental implant, pretty cap. But that's a good guess. That was my second choice, but I couldn't get the dental implant. Get away, little bug. Alright, so we're going to make another batch of mortar here. We're going to start with some water. That's enough stuff. Just going to kind of scrape the inside of this jar. Before we begin, we might as well get another bag of the other bag of sand. I only have one more bag of sand. I may even need more sand before I need more lime. Certainly plausible. Let's get the other bag of sand from the car. Okay. These little bugs are getting ridiculous. Let me get 4 jars of cement. 1. 2. Get away, little bugs. Get away. Seriously. 3. And 4. Try not to breathe that dust in. Now let's make the cement undusty. And mixing it in with the water. Good. Now we got 2 limes. A little less worried about breathing this in, but still would like to avoid it. 1. 2. Need some more water. Okay, so now we're going to make 14 jars of sand. Which is the equivalent of 2 coffee cans of sand. We'll do one first. Okay, now another coffee can with the sand. We're going to need just a little more water here, probably. For you to see what's going on. Maybe just a dash more water. Okay. It's important to remember that a little water goes a long way when you're mixing mortar. Now this has a little less sand in it than the last one, but that's fine. Okay. All right. let's get the brush now for a second. I'm going to put this. Okay, I'm going to put a rock here. A big one too. Get away, little bug, for fuck's sake. I mean, cereal. You know? Oh my god, these bugs are fucking insane. I need this somewhere I can get to it. Okay. Let's try another rock over here. Or two. Push this one right there. Put this one on top. Or it doesn't really matter. Since the water's not going to be there anyway. Alright, that's some progress. Now let's get let's get the bottom last. Makes good sense. Get away, horrible bugs. Nobody invited you to this party. Get off of me, horrible fly. I said, get off of me. These flies do not listen. Okay. We are making our way in the world today, but it's taking everything that we've got. I'm going to come out here for a second. Okay. Progress. Okay. That's it for now. Sun's starting to hit there. I'm starting to sweat a bunch, and at this point I might as well just go inside. I think what I'll do is water the plants first while I smoke a cigarette. Okay, so I empty this bucket into this one. And put this bucket down over here. Sorry, everybody. All two of you, I briefly lost my mind as a cameraman. Okay, time to take off the gloves, and I shall have a cigarette, finish this bit of coffee that I have. I think I'll go inside and work on the floors in there. Some cigarettes. Gotta go get one. Let's go do that. Meow, meow. What you meowing about, Willis? I'm not here to watch you eat. I'm here to get a cigarette. Of course. Okay. Let's go smoke. Let's go smoke outside. Well, the wood chip stopped. That's kind of nice. Whatever was wood chipping is, I guess, done. Hi, Acacia. That's fair, Acacia. That's a fair distinction to make. I would never eat trouble because I hear cats don't taste good. If you must eat a family pet, better off eating your dog. That's what I hear anyway. Whew! Got more mortaring done with some stones in there set as well. You know, works better when you've got a little bit of stones for the mortar to set around. Oh, meow. Meow. Oh, the horror. No, we're not going to get a dog. We did sort of casually talk about getting chickens last night. I talked about it would actually be quite easy for us to have chickens. We just have to clean out the shed down there, make it into a chicken coop. Chickens are pretty easy, you know. You let them out in the morning, you lock them back in at night, and they go in their chicken coop by themselves in the evening time. You don't have to find them and put them in there. But yeah, we could just, sprinkle some food down there by the shed. Who knows how much they'd even interact with us. Well, you'd have to have the thing well enough that they could be warm even during the coldest nights in the winter. And then you'd have to shovel basically a spot of the ground in front of the coop for them to get seeds, to sprinkle seeds on the ground in the winter. But they'd probably spend more time in their coop in the winter, I would guess. Look who's back again. It is me. I am back. Yes, I am. I am back. Back. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I've created a monster. Nobody wants to hear Marshall no more. Marshall chop liver. Dampen play sands to improve packing, forming, and shaping characteristics and to minimize dust. Keep that in mind, sand lovers. So yeah, I only got one bag of sand left, which is probably like at most, and not even a full bag of sand left. At most, three more portions of mortar, the size that I make, which is not a huge portion. Because, not really any reason to carry such a full bag of. No, I'm not going in to watch you eat, fuckface. I am currently sitting outside having a cigarette. If you're gonna meow at me, at least want to come outside. Don't meow at me to go inside. You don't control me, Mr. Mitty. I'm my own man. So, I got stitches in my mouth. Stitches in my mouth. Everybody knows there are stitches in my mouth. They're titanium stitches, apparently. I got them because I got two implants inserted yesterday into the bone down here. So, really? High five, Stitch Sister. You're my Stitch Sister. I get mine taken out this upcoming Monday. Then we'll see what's next. But sometime within like 6 or 8 months or something, I should be completely done, have a full mouth of teeth, and not have to think about it again. Obviously, I'm going to have to keep these natural teeth that I do have down on the bottom. So I'll still have to brush my teeth occasionally. You got October 1st, you got another. Is that when they take them out, your stitches? You must have. That's a long time to leave stitches in, seems to me. You should only leave them in 1 week, is my opinion, because that's how long they're leaving mine in. Therefore, that's the right amount of time to leave them in. Are your stitches made of titanium too? Maybe they're busy. Maybe they're busy at the dentist's office and they're like, Acacia can wait. We don't care about her. Don't even meow at me because I know you just want me to go inside the house, not you to come outside. You to come outside, acceptable meows. Me to go inside, unacceptable meows. Let's move the water. So I ordered some worms yesterday from Jim's Worms online. I ordered 100 worms for my small compost pile. Should be enough because worms will reproduce, they make more worms. And I plan to cover the compost pile before it snows with like a board or something, so the ground won't freeze there as much. Oh, is that why? Yeah, red composting worms. I don't know if they're called red wigglers, but they are red composting worms, and they might be called red wigglers. Worms are cute, and they're good for your garden too. Good for your compost. You know, next year in the spring, I'm going to dig out the same trough. I'm going to remove all the roots from it. I'm going to dig a second trough behind it. And I'm going to do 5 and 5 instead of 9 in a row like this. Because, you know, they're all smushed together and stuff. Not that it's inhibited their growth any, but I think we'd be better off they were spaced a little further apart and we had 5 and 5. And obviously I'll use the compost when I start filling the troughs. But I'll probably get more worms too to just put in the troughs after I put in the steer manure for the rest of it. This needs to get harvested today. I am tired of bumping into it. This is ridiculous. This whole plant is tilted over so much. It needs to be up like this. But I didn't put a tall stake back there. Regardless, this has got to be ready. It's got like 80% brown hairs on it. So, I don't want to cut all of that. So I'm going to cut this branch here. Right here. Yeah. I'll cut it right there. You take this mini cola. And we'll manicure that in a little while. We'll go inside and manicure that. Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to visit either. It'll be fun. Please come anytime. You can see I'm making a lot of progress on the pond. I'm all the way up here with the mortaring. I'm going to have to go back over it one more time with a little more mortar to put a few more stones in. But this comprises substantial progress. Oh no, what's that white stuff all over? Is that my cum? No, it's not. It's silicone. That would be a pretty decent sized load, though, if it were. So much progress. Who would have believed it? Home is everywhere I visited. That's right. I put that silicone down on a crack in the concrete underneath. Probably unnecessary, but figure I'll just kind of almost put a layer of silicone on the bottom of the big pools because they're going to get the most weight of water under them. Let's move this water again. In case any bad guys come around who've got this hook, I just need to get my hand cut off and I could be like Captain Hook. Yeah! I found this out in the wilderness. Great find. Okay, so let me go inside. Okay, I'll just watch Trilly for a couple minutes. There you go. Oh, now you want to go outside. Now you want to go back inside. Okay, fine. Let's go watch you eat. I know what you want. Yeah, I know what you need. You boys are all the same. You only want one thing. for me to watch you eat. You can't trust the boys. They only want one thing. Oh, I imagined that the Floss Fitness TV, that the hook was used to, is an ice hook to get blocks of ice for back when people had ice boxes. I think that's a little more likely than coal. They used two of those hooks to grab onto a block of ice. I think that's what it is, but I don't really know. Oh, yes. You are amazing everybody with your eating. You do it so well. We're all very impressed. Could you show us more about how to eat? We're learning so much. So, my newly adjusted diet is really making a huge difference in my overall feelings of well-being and stuff. Because if you have to get up to pee all the time, you don't really get good sleep. And good sleep is just too damn important. Oh, yes. You're chewing, you're swallowing. You are mastering the art of eating and the science of eating all at once. And you are a mentor to the world, sir. This is how one eats. You don't even want us to watch you eat. You just allow us to watch you eat so that we can learn so much. Yeah, he's teaching master classes, right? So, friends, if you don't want to become like Eric, try to lay off the sugar some while you're young so you can preserve your sugar eating ability for when you're old. Just a little advice. Eric's personal experience, hard-learned lesson. But I don't even feel like unhappy about that reality. I feel happy that the solution was so simple as changing my diet. And that accordingly the problem is not anything other than my diet, which is great. Now I can sleep at least half the night without getting up to pee. It's a revelation on how important such a thing is, You imagine, oh, so what? You have to pee more often. You never think about all the implications of that, All right. Now we're going to turn off the water. Actually, first let me get things set up in here. I'm going to come back in with Cola manicure. So before I do that, let me get the chat pulled up on the TV. Let me get a paper plate to do this on. Let me contact your mom, tell her I won't be coming over this afternoon. Okay. We're going to sit right there and do this, just like so. I'm going to bring this little table over. Get a paper plate, put it right there. All right, Bubbles. There you go, mister. Here is the paper plate. I'm just going to put right there. I'll be right back. So I think it's fair to say that this thing is resplendent with glory. I think that's the least positive thing you can say about it. Resplendent with glory. First I'm going to go pull off the leaves that I can with my fingers before I get the manicuring scissors out. It's a real juicer. Smells so good too. I wonder what strain it is. Once I get it manicured and confirm what number it is, and then once it gets dry, I'll put it in a numbered jar. All right, now let me try to get these with the snippers here. This really is not the kind of work I enjoy. It requires a lot of careful attention and like precision. But I'd rather do this than an unmanicured weed. Okay, now I just barber it. Snip, 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 snap, snap, snap. Everybody go, yap, yap, yap. Rachel generally does a better job of manicuring than I do. Her buds look more properly lollipopped out. I'm a little bit more like on the air on the side of not cutting anything off that I want to smoke. But it's smarter to do it Rachel's way, especially when we got so much weed. Okay. One project of mine is certainly coming to fruition, and that's the yearly grow. Buds came out fantastic. Never had such a successful grow before. You know, I had to learn about the shittiness of the soil here. It's like I'm used to being able to kind of just plant in whatever soil and just supplement it. But I had to replace the clay with actual steer manure entirely for me to get this kind of good harvest, which is what I did. It paid off. Okay. These certainly are good snippers. Like tailor made for this purpose. I don't know if they're actually made for this purpose, but might as well be. They're even curved so you can go around the bud. These ones are curved. I got a 2-pack, one straight one and one curved one. But it's like, are you manicuring weed? Buy this 2-pack of perfectly made tools for it. Very well, I shall. And I'm glad I did, because these really come in handy. Of course, any tool you do manicuring weed, you're going to get all resonated like this is. But that's fine. I can clean it one of two ways. I'll probably do the faster, easier way of cleaning it rather than the way that's better for the scissors. Lord have mercy on my soul. Good Lord, Lord have mercy on my soul. Okay. Good enough for an air tonic here. Time to go put it in the drying closet. Hi, Chris Chapin. Hi, Gilt. Yeah, it's a Chris. This is a pretty thick branch. I want to stick this through. I may need to bring it out like this. nice. I'm glad I got that done. That was necessary to get done. Recently switched from Celsius to Yerba Mate. No. It's called Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. You got the name wrong. All right, put these leaves in the compost. And you should have started off with Fahrenheit, so I'm not that impressed. Trying to avoid artificial sweeteners so they can cause cognitive decline. Well, I also don't like artificial sweeteners, but I just don't like them. But I'm avoiding sugar because it can cause me to get up and pee all the time. Which is not just as bad as, if not, partially the cause of cognitive decline, lack of sleep. I think lack of sleep is a big problem for people. It's an epidemic that our nation's suffering from. Let's go smoke some pot. I'm gonna 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 smoke some pot. When I woke up today, I said I'll smoke some pot. Not trying to be gay, just gonna smoke some pot. Gonna smoke some pot. Smoking pot sounds fun. I don't know how much fun it's gonna be, but it's gonna be preferable to the alternative of not smoking pot. So, there's that. Talking with famous people. I could get a cup of coffee now, too. That's fine. I got this water. I'll get coffee a little later. I've got this ground up weed right here. And I got a little treat, too, because some left of this. Yesterday I ground up an Adderall for the purposes of smocking it. We'll put that on the bottom. Add a little more on top so it doesn't get too much flame. And then we're gonna smoke this bowl. We're gonna smoke this bowl. Eehoo! That reminds me of the time my brother Kevin was kidnapped by a Mexican cartel. And my parents tried to tell me, no, you never had a brother. You were just hallucinating. Why are you gaslighting me? I said. Bring back Kevin! Drum pads, that sounds fun. I'd love to get a drum kit, but I don't want to necessarily have a drum kit. It takes up a lot of room. I don't really have any place to put it. I put it in the garage, I guess, but then it's not near any other music stuff, so. And I'm not a good drummer. It's never a good idea for me to record my own drums. It would just be for shits and giggles. Because I like to play my little drum beat. And I like to play a drum beat and sing along. Well, you can start playing drums without any drum kit at all. You just gotta go like with your foot. 1, 2, 3. No, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. If you can do that, that's the first drum beat you learn, and then you can start to mix things up. That's a little tricky to get used to, right? Because it requires you to do one thing with one hand, one thing with the other hand, and a third thing with your right foot. And what you're imitating here is hi hat, snare, kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. That. So you can just practice with your hands and feet. See if you really like to play the drums. A bunch of knobs and sliders? I love knobs and sliders. Well, it's kind of like riding a bicycle, Acacia. You immediately forget how and crash the next time you try. That's what bicycles are like, right? Drums are the classic rub your belly while patting your head phenomenon. I've never been to White Castle. Never once have I gone into a White Castle. They don't really have them here on the West Coast. I see. Keep forgetting how to do smoke rings. They're not difficult, but they're not very satisfying either. I remember when I learned how to whistle, and this is the crazy thing. I learned how to whistle on the drive home from Mammoth with my parents driving back from Mammoth, me in the back seat. How patient they must have been to tolerate that. Because it was over the course of one drive back from Mammoth that I went from not knowing how to whistle to being a pretty good whistler. I could do maybe like one bird sound like, it's hard to do without my teeth there, I guess. What's the KKK's favorite burger place? White Castle? Why? Is it because they like castles? I like castles, but that's still not motivating me to go to White Castle. I've also never purchased the frozen White Castle burgers at the supermarket, so I have no experience at all with White Castle. I've seen the places, I've driven by them before. So, I got I got some ponding done. I got that one cola manicured, which I needed to do so that I would stop walking into it. And I think the next thing to do today might be to finish the floors up in the foyer and dining room. We do a couple spots of the floor in the kitchen because Rachel hilariously spilled peanut butter on my clean kitchen floor that I very recently cleaned, stepped in it, and walked it all over the place, unaware she was doing it. So I need to clean that up too. And then once I get the floors clean, I'll be able to move everything back inside. And then moved outside. And that will conclude one chapter of the day when I do that. I was kind of relieved, Casey, because at first I thought, oh my God, is that cat diarrhea? It was just peanut butter. It was enough. I was like, oh my God. I actually went into the bedroom and said, Rachel, you spilled peanut butter on the floor and you stepped in and you walked all over. She was completely oblivious, right? And so she looked at the bottom and she's like, oh my God, I see it. I'm like, great. It's on the carpet in here now too in the bedroom. That's fine. It was an accident. She apologized a couple times and I felt really stupid for even mentioning it to her because I knew obviously it was an accident. If she had noticed she had done it too, she would have probably stopped cleaning it up, especially since I just cleaned the floor. Maybe not if I hadn't, but I call it the Zen graveyard. What's Zen? I don't know what Zen is. Is it a short for Zenthia, which is a variation of Cynthia? Yeah. So I shouldn't even mention it to her because all I was gonna do is make her feel bad. But I was kind of laughing too when I said it, just because it was so hilarious, hilariously like, really. I'm reminded of this one scene in this one. I have no idea what I saw it in. Okay, maybe Acacia, maybe you'll recognize it, y'all. Who knows? Social media, and you'll be able to tell me what it's from. But the scene was there are these two white ladies who are in like riding outfits, like dressage riding outfits, and the scene starts. They show this black lady who's like the servant there, and she's just finished cleaning this white marble floor, and then these white ladies walk across it with muddy boots and don't even completely oblivious to the fact that she's just cleaned it. You know, do you got any of you guys remember that? If so, maybe you know what it's from. If not, well, you get the concept. This was not that. Rachel did not just not care about getting mud on the floor. But a black lady's expression as they walked past was like, really? You fucking fucks. But maybe, maybe on the other hand, she could have just been like, well, my job is to clean dirty floors. I don't care about it. Same as cleaning any other floor. She could be like that. But I guess it kind of denies you any feeling of satisfaction at completing anything. That's the problem with maintenance tasks in general. It's nice to get everything squared away, but give it a couple weeks and it'll all be a mess again. Speaking of dressage, I think you should take up hobby horsing. I wouldn't mind having a hobby horse. Now, I can see myself using that quite a bit. Maybe I could make my own hobby horse. It's a nicotine pouch, huh? Well, Gil, you know what is wrong with nicotine pouches? They don't go into your lungs as smoke. So there's not going to be much satisfaction from them. You need that rich chemical bite from a Marlboro Red deep in your lungs to know that you're really alive. A Zen's never going to do that. I'm sorry. I could make my own hobby horse. What would that require of me? Well, I need to make some kind of a horse head out of wood and then, you know, bolt a stick onto it. Not that difficult. Vaping is also inadequate. Both those things are wholly inadequate substitutes for smoking. You're not gonna, if you are not gonna smoke cigarettes, you might as well just give up on the nicotine entirely. Just a waste of time doing this other imitation smoking things. Take it from me, Eric. I should know. I can imagine myself getting around from place to place around the house a lot faster if I had a hobby horse to ride. Plus, my legs wouldn't get so tired. I did plan on buying a pack for my birthday. My birthday was on the 9th. Whoa. Mine was on the 8th. Oh my God. Mine was on the 7th. 7, 8, 9. That means you're the one who's getting eaten. 9, 9 is the most common birthday. My birthday is actually not 9, 7. My daughter was born in 9, though. 9:30. People who are born in September are known as septemboids. What? Fibbing. I don't fib, okay? I spin yarns. I maybe weave a tall tale here and again. That's a little different than fibbing. Why are the top 10 birthdays all in September? What makes September such a big month for babies? You think people decide to have a baby more often in, let's see, January? I should weave a short tale here and again, but invariably I seem to sew them together, stitch them together, and end up with another tall tale. Boinking in January. So do you think people are more likely to just decide to have a baby in December, actually make one in January? Or do you think it's just accidental babies that account for that? Everyone inside in January screwing their way through the winter. I do not believe I have more sex any time of the year than any other time of the year. I find that very hard to believe. I have like sexual appetite patterns that are monthly, linked to Adderall somewhat. But even those are pretty haphazard. But yeah, it could be accident babies. You're an accidental baby. I hate to tell you, but it's true. We didn't want to have you, but we had an accident, so we made do. Now here you are, a regular baby, but also an accident. This is from my musical called Accidental Baby. Born, or is it called Septemboid, the Accidental Baby. Yeah, my own daughter. She barely came out just a few hours before October. Tonight, many Americans are asking, what is wrong with septemboids, or as they're sometimes known, the accidental babies? Statistics once again show this year that these horrible people cause most of society's problems. Yeah. And there's the ballad like, but why was I born September, knowing that Septemboids are bad? And then, a lady comes in and says, but I'm a symbioid as well. And then he said, "We both belong in hell." It's very moving. It's very poignant. And then there's the kind of opposite side of the spectrum, which is a march called "Thank God I'm Not an Accidental Baby." Thank God I'm not an accidental baby. Thank God I wasn't born in September. Thank God the number before the day is anything but nine. Oh yeah. It's one of those kind of show tunes. You're racist against Septemboids. I'm not racist against Septemboids. They're just, accidental babies. I think I set enough. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I don't understand what you mean. I mean, obviously, accidental babies aren't going to be as good as purposeful babies. Duh. Well, I guess you got a point there. So I'm really liking this case. I think it's coming together. My new musical, Septemboid, the Accidental Baby. Or Septemboids, Accidental Babies. It's hard to say which I should go for, singular or plural. We're going to go singular as the working title, Septemboid, the Accidental Baby. And there'll be one number that has like five different parts of the stage, right? And first they show the first person, Sep- September 1st. It's my birthday. It's not the best, but not the worst. Everybody says September, go away. And the second one comes up over there. And September 5th, you know. Uh, and then they all have like the same refrain of September, go away. And then they all come together. All five lights come on for the end of the song. Yeah. But it's done like a refrain, like a what's it called, a round kind of thing. Like it goes back to September 1st, and then this one goes September 5th, but this one's continuing going, until they all come together towards the end in a big September go away. Jazz hands. That's a good one. I think this musical has a lot of potential. Along with my musical Home More, which is sister act but with homeless people instead of nuns, and a social worker, ENFP social worker, who got her dual degree in sociology and dance, and starts a dance troupe called, which the homeless people who participate in it ended up naming themselves. They call it Home More. Man, since we started taking this dance class, I don't even feel homeless no more. I feel home more. And then, home more, that's it. No, they're not all black. I think it's a wonderful musical as well. That's another wonderful musical that I have planned. We've got multiple great musicals planned. And in fact, I'd like to put these musicals on at um, uh, I don't know what's going to be called yet, but in my small business compound, you might say mini mall, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to have all my small businesses. Um, I'm going to have Just Bells, the store that sells Just Bells. I'm going to have Food Cube and Food Cube Caliente. More than just condiments, all licenses all the time. And I'd also like to have a musical store that just puts on musicals all day. Every day they're open, you know. Maybe they are closed Monday and Tuesday, but they put on musicals, and they have to go on stage and put on the musical, even if nobody is in the audience, because every musical is live streamed, and it's going to be a musical production company that just produces my musicals. So I've got some other musicals in mind, I'm sure too. Can't think of them at the moment, but I know I have other musicals in mind. Oh, right. I'd like to do a musical adaptation of Helen Keller, NBA point guard, which is not intended to be a musical. It's really supposed to be a movie. Are you talking shit about the Blue Baron for some reason, Gialt? If so, why are you starting shit? He just showed up and said hello. And now whatever ends up happening, you just invited it. Oh, you're not talking about the Blue Baron? You're just saying in general that you're tired? Is that how you say you're tired? The sudden fatigue has arrived. Do you have sudden fatigue syndrome? Well, just be glad you don't have eternal fainting. Eternal fainting is what happens when a woman dies because her period. So it's taken from the story that I heard about on Drunk History. I was watching an episode of it. And they tell true historical stuff even though they're drunk. This lady was killed by her husband because he broke her neck, strangled her slash broke her neck while strangling her probably. Anyway, when the doctor came to examine the body, see what had happened to her, if she was natural causes or whatever, the husband kept interfering and wouldn't let the doctor examine the body properly. So the doctor just put down as the reason for death eternal fainting. Eternal fainting? What kind of a crazy diagnosis is that? Or coroner's report? My guess is she just had too much period and she died from eternal fainting. That's why the title of this is Eternal Fainting and Other Explanations. Because think about it, that was really, to be honest, a very poor explanation for her death. Eternal fainting. Good news, the Blue Baron, you've received a reprieve. Gyalt was not talking shit about you. Isn't that a relief? Yeah, the reasoning behind it was she was on her period too much at the time and caused somehow eternal fainting. So watch out, Acacia. I don't know if you're on your period or not, but be careful around that time of month. Try to limit even temporary fainting because it might lead to eternal fainting. I bet you could, Gil. Who doesn't say that sentence? I could go for some Adderall. Anybody here not go for some Adderall? I'm sure we could all go for some Adderall. Adderall, Adderall, we all scream for Adderall. So, got a few musicals planned for my musical theater business in my mini mall of perfection. Also, in that mini mall will be God's Big Heaven Church, which promises the biggest heaven of any Christian religion. And You can get a subscription service to have holy water delivered to your house in neatly packaged plastic bottles. You could drink it and be always ready and should whenever death comes. Mariposa Musical Theater's first production. I think the first production would need to be probably Home More. Yeah. And the first film production would, of course, be uh, what's it called? I don't know what it is. You don't know what is. First movie production would be Helen Keller, NBA point guard. The Maybe the first musical production should be September Boy, the Accidental Baby. ADHD drug, got it. Yeah, it's amphetamines. It's like, woohoo, dopamine, loving it. Let's have fun with dopamine. Adderall. Yeah, it's mixed amphetamine salts, is what it's generically called. And I gotta say, I like the generic Adderall a lot better than the name brand. Watch tomorrow Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid, but bored at the same time. Oh no. And Bayern versus Chelsea. I don't anticipate that I'll be watching international club soccer. I do watch international soccer, like the countries play each other, but I don't watch club soccer, either national or international club soccer. I just don't like club soccer. I'm just tired and unmotivated but bored at the same time. You should dig yourself a hole. Champions League. There's something satisfying about digging a hole. You go to your backyard or wherever, find some place in the wilderness, and take your shovel, dig a big hole. First, you'll be like, oh, this is harder to dig than I expected. But just get settled into it. Before you know it, you'll have a hole that's like a foot by a foot or 2 foot by 2 foot. And you'll be like, hey, I'm really making some progress here. You know, you never know what's down there, what might be down there. Do you know that Sacramento's got a whole underground city? Because um, when they built city there, in that city, it would get flooded. So they said, okay, well, let's put some shit down on top of the old city and try building it up higher now. And it was still not high enough, it got flooded again. So they got multiple of those underneath the city. I was working on a custom FM synth in Max MSP, but took a break and lost my focus. Well, if it's any consolation, Gail, I never had any focus to begin with. I'm just kind of poking my way through the day here. I am working on kind of a big project outside, namely the pond. And I made progress on ongoing my ongoing project, which was to manicure weed. I did get one big cola manicured, which is nice because I wonder what kind of mail I got and or packages. I'll wait till she drives away before I go see. Lake Berryus has an underwater town. They also have a spillway you call the Glory Hole. So do I. I have a spillway I call the Glory Hole. It's my butt. where all my poop spills out of. Pretty close to Sacramento. Lake Berryessa. Never heard of it. It's in Napa County. Oh. What happens if you fall into the glory hole? Let's see. I know you want my money, Wikipedia, and you deserve it, but I still am probably not going to give it to you. In 1997, a woman was killed after being pulled inside the spillway. The wettest year was 1983 with 57 inches. The driest was 1976 with 7.8 inches. I want to know what's at the bottom of the spillway. Like, is it just more spillway all the way down to infinity? That place is very interesting. I'm glad you drew my attention to it. It's got a very exciting spillway. And you know how much I love spillways. I love it. I love spillways 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. That's how much I love spillways. Well, there is an athletics baseball game on today. I need to check to see what time that is on. Check on the S-Pen. I'm at 3:45. Okay, that's relatively early. Hey, I recommend a Japanese band called Plastic Tree. They're similar to Green Day. Okay, cool. Leads to a spout at the bottom of the dam. So there's no way that you could ride all the way down and be still alive, even if you were in a barrel. Isn't it crazy? The first person to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel was an old lady. You know that? It's true. She was trying to raise publicity for herself so that she could make money in some unspecified way. And she did raise publicity, but she did not make a lot of money from it. She survived too. She was the first woman to attempt, first person to attempt. It was this old woman, not old woman, 60s, and and she made herself a barrel and she went over it and she survived. But she did have a couple of relatively minor injuries. People see a bird go in and make it out the other side, like a duck or something. Well, if a bird can do it, why can't a person do it? Does a person come out the bottom just dead? If so, maybe they can't hold their breath long enough. Maybe if you get like a pearl diver or something that can hold their breath for a long time, they could do it. If it goes through like a bunch of blades and choppers, then obviously you're not going to have much of a chance. But if it's just a big tube, like a big water slide that comes out the bottom of the dam, then I think it might be possible and someone should attempt it. can imagine you get pretty banged up on your way down. Well, maybe if you wrap yourself up in swimming noodles, pool noodles, and put on a nice helmet, very big helmet, and maybe even have an oxygen tank with you. I'm interested now. Has anybody ever attempted it? It's probably not allowed, but I mean, if it's in the middle of a lake, it's hard for them to prevent it if you really wanted to. I'm really curious about this thing now. Jaffred Ahmed. Hey man, I'm back. Do you remember me? I think so. Your name certainly sounds familiar. Do you remember me? Oh, well, I'm about to go outside and maybe do a little more ponding, but probably I should just do the floors inside right now. What the hell is that? I'm assuming that's Rachel. There's a bocage here. Oh. This is for Rachel, not me. Everything that comes in an Amazon package is addressed to Rachel. And I am expecting some things from Amazon, so that's why I opened it. But it's actually not for me. It's Rachel's tarot thing. Okay. Hey man, what about building a swimming pool rather than a pond? I don't like to go swimming. The construction is not yet completed. It's a very long process. But we're going to go outside and look at it. And you'll see that we're quite far along. Right now is not a good time to work on the pond because it's all in the sun. Although, on the other hand, probably not that many bugs out this time of day. I could put on a hat to provide me shade. We've got up through here, got that layer of mortar and stones. And we take this style of stuff all the way up to there, and then I head back down for the final pass with some little more mortar and some more stones. Address any areas that I'm concerned about waterproofishness, and generally do a last run over for aesthetics. Then after that, I just had to let the whole thing cure for a little while before I start actually running water in the pond. And then I'll probably want to vacuum it out real good with this shop vac before I actually start running water in it too, so I get any loose dust and stuff up. Bye. Good night, Jeffrey. Good morning, Rachel. That was you making those noises, I guess. Kid, I was afraid maybe Sasquatch had gotten in. Okay. Well, I might as well just crank out a quick bucket of mortar, get a little more done. I could probably get it done a little faster too if I didn't. I just poured it. All right, let me get a hat on. So here's this hat from the Indian weed store, which is perfect for this kind of thing. It's got a meow here so that it stay on even when you lean over. Perfect. So I picture a freight train with a Pretty Hate Machine album cover spray painted on it, but instead of Pretty Hate Machine, it said Pretty Freight Machine. I don't know what Pretty Hate Machine is. It's a band, I guess. Alright, let's make some mortar. Got a shortcut in the mix today. Found an improved way to do this. But our first step is always the same. Add some water. I'm going to put these tools back in the bucket where they go. Well, I'll put them right here for now. And this broom can go like that. Then I'm going to get some water. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cups of water. 4 jars. Now we're going to get 4 jars of cement. One. Okay. 2. 3. Try not to breathe in the dust. 4. 2 limes in. Now let's do a little mixing. Now instead of putting 16 jars of sand in, I measured there are about 7 jars of sand in one of these. I'm going to put 2 coffee cans of sand. Really a little less than 1 coffee can of sand there. Two coffee cans of sand. 2 more jars of sand. And this is the kind of like margin part. In this case, I had a little too much water in, probably, for the total. It's still a little wet, so I'm going to add the extra 2 jars of sand. If it had been just right in consistency, I probably would have gone with that, because it says 3.5 to 4.5 parts sand per part cement. There. Still a little loose. I'll have to add more. Another jar of sand. 4.5 would be, let's see. It'd be 18, so it'd be 2 more jars of sand. Let's just put 1 more in though. This seems fine. Yeah, it's thick enough. Okay. I don't know if you guys have heard, but making your way in the world today takes everything that you've got. See you later. Joe. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. Okay. What do I do with this now? Good idea. drawing though. Now I need to get a couple rocks. I'm trying to do this big bad boy here. All right, good. Oh, I didn't do that spot over there. Well, that's fine. I'll have to. Okay, let me get the book. Gotta work fast in this hot sun. Okay, good. Now, get one spot over here still. It's a little too far gone to really move around. Let's put more mortar over that. So it dries so fast. Okay, good. Go over here now. For a second. Okay. Put that bucket there. Put that there. And we're gonna go get a new cup of coffee. I'm gonna come out here and have a smoke. At some point, I'm going to have to make something to eat. I'm planning on making bacon and eggs. I got eggs at the store yesterday. Since I'm having to basically cook more, eat fewer pre-prepared things because of my diet, Eggs are a great choice. They're high in protein. They got no carbs, no sugar. Hi, Cameron Moto. Okay. All right, cup of coffee. Here we go. Hi, beautiful.
Hi, handsome.
How you doing?
Good. How's it going?
It's going well. I got that one cola. I said I was gonna get manicured. Cut it and manicured it. Just a second. I said that one cola. I said I was gonna cut and manicure. I cut and manicured it.
Oh, cool.
It's in the drying closet. And I got some ponding done.
I saw.
Yeah.
You got a lot done.
Try to get a little more ponding done. I'm gonna run out of sand pretty quick here though. Oops, this was correct in the first place. Half and half. Sometimes called half and half. It's time. Let's put some in this coffee. Well, I do have to cut back on sugar.
1 divided by 2 plus 1 divided.
I'm not concerned about lactose at all. So I just put half and half in my coffee, it's fine. Or regular milk is fine too.
Cards are sent for King from King after Thinker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. I just, because we ordered some Amazon stuff, I thought it might be for me, but it wasn't.
I know. No, it's okay. I'm not. I was just saying I'm gonna make a call.
Cool. I did think to myself, there's no way the worms are here that quick, right? But if they were the worms, I was going to save them any unnecessary hot treatment.
Oh.
Sitting out in the sun, you know.
Yeah.
All right, will you make your call? I'm going to go out for a smoke. Okay, good. I thought you said you were going to call Kami.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you do one of those two things. It's fine. Hi. Ta-da! Eric's terrible decision. This week's on Eric's terrible decision. He decides to move the dolly before removing the things hanging on it. What made this week's terrible decision?
I took two.
Drawers?
Yeah.
Let me know. There you go, darling. Or do you want this one? It's got less stuff on it.
I forget that we have these chairs.
They're great guitar chairs, too. Some of these aren't bad guitar chairs either. The big guitar chair just needs to have no arms, a foot thing. This one's nice because it spins around.
Mm-hmm. Hi, everyone. I'm in my just after shower form.
She's a little embarrassed to admit it, but the truth is she's trying this new look out as a hat.
It's funny because like everyone asks like what's going on, but like don't you see people in movies and stuff use towels like this?
So Cameron, did you already tell me? You might have already told me, but I forgot, but you got a date on coming up here? We still have almost none of the weed harvested or manicured. I'm glad I got that big branch off. Isn't it nicer?
Oh yeah, it is.
It's not protruding in our way like a big boner.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were awake for the conversation, but did you know that September has 10 of the most common birthdays?
No, I had no idea. What are the most common birthdays? 10.
9/9 is the most common birthday.
Wow, that's so crazy. I had no idea. I don't know that many people born in September.
Well, we were discussing why might it be that more babies are born in September than any other month. And the idea is, well, in January people are inside having more sex, but does that really make any sense?
They say it does. I mean, we met that woman at the weed store who had a COVID baby.
Okay, well, COVID's a little different than winter, though, because just because it's winter, people are really people spending that much more time inside.
My parents made it seem like winter was the time to have babies, but they didn't have any babies in September. But they would always kind of like, not like be like, oh, there's a lot of baby making, but they made it kind of like known that during
Winter is
storms,
the sex months.
Yeah.
But isn't in the animal kingdom, aren't most babies born in spring?
Mhm. Yeah.
So when did their parents have sex? In the winter or in the fall or what? Or in the summer, probably the year before.
I don't know how much.
Depends on which animal, I guess.
Yeah, because like the maturing of the egg and stuff. I'm thinking birds now, but I'm like bears.
It would make most sense for humans as well to have their babies in spring, so they've got all of spring and summer and fall before the next hard winter, and their baby's a little older and a little more hardy.
Mm-hmm.
That makes the most sense.
Well, I mean, not for nothing. Delilah's September 30th.
Can you read what this says? Oh, it says 10/1, somewhere end of September, early October until. I can't read these things. I can't really read.
Yeah, sure. End of September or early October until 10/6, if you prefer 10/10 to 10/15. Has Charlie dropped off the news cycle? Acacia says, howdy Cam. Or 10/9 to 10/15 if that's better for you. Hi Acacia.
Well,
but we different animals, Acacia says. Winter not as tough for us.
Well, not anymore. But back when we were hunter-gatherers and still evolving, well, winters were tough. Because if you're a hunter-gatherer, you don't have stores of grain. You're neglecting to remember, Acacia, that the most critical moment of all human development is when we were hunter-gatherers. It's when all the evolving happened.
Yeah, that's when all the evolving happened. You're so cute.
Winter is very tough for me, Acacia, because I get cold easily.
Uh-huh. But you do like the winter, though.
Oh, I love it, but if I didn't have any clothes, it would be tough.
Oh.
It would be tough. If I had no
Yeah.
clothes and no house.
Because you have big baby everything, like baby skin.
Yeah. If I were just like living in caves and hunter and gathering, then I would not like winter at all. Eventually, I'd say, that's it. It's time for me to put on some of these animal skins. I'm tired of being naked and afraid.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Judy, look. There's another tribe of hunter-gatherers over there. What are they gathering? It looks like rocks. Well, little did Judy and her husband know that a tribe of hunter-gatherers was about to attack their tribe of hunter-gatherers with rocks.
Oh, I was thinking they were making a pond.
No. Instead of hunting their own hunt and gathering their own gather, they were just going to take that other guy's hunt and gather after stoning them. Needless to say, the first hunter-gatherers ran away when the stoning commenced, saying, ouch, ow, wait, stop, what are you doing? And other things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
When they finally got back home, all of the things they had hunted and gathered were taken away. They had just gotten pillaged.
Tough life.
Yeah. That's why I decided for us to forego the cave. It was between a fairly big, fairly large cave in this house, and I just said, well, I leave it up to you, Eric. And I was like, well, cave sounds pretty good, but nah, we just take the house, I guess, and we just hunt and gather at the supermarket.
That's what we do.
Yeah. Supermarket is really just hunting, gathering, optimized. So what's next on the agenda, you might be wondering? What amazing, amazing chores is Eric going to do next? Well, I think the next thing I'm going to do is possibly bring the trash cans in so that I can... That little trash can over there is getting pretty full out here. Wow, these have a easy tipping point.
Yeah, they do, apparently.
It'd be hard pressed to tip that chair over. Extra. Can I make it? Let's see. Ready?
Oh!
So close.
So close.
How do you make mother number 2 if you are number 2? Mitosis?
That's such a great answer.
Thanks.
You really paid attention in school.
Yeah. I remember a couple concepts from biology class, probably.
Yeah.
I was not fond of biology class, and now I understand why. A very good reason was I not fond of it. Biology doesn't like to be like a regular science, where, it explains things, makes predictions, etc. It wants to be all mushy, like the animals it studies.
Yeah. Basic 101 is like just memorization, really. I thought possibly becoming a nurse, and I had to take a biology class, and it was like all flashcards and stuff.
Yeah. You'll learn a lot of key terms.
But that's 101. Then like you get into the you know what you're talking about.
The worst science of all those is chemistry. Why? Why is chemistry the worst? Because it doesn't make any logical sense or anything. People just figured out by trial and error that if you mix this with this, it creates this kind of reaction, produces this, and if you do this, and blah, blah. So it's just basically learning a bunch of recipes already people have come up with, and understanding how to say add a free base to a molecule like they do with cocaine, or make something methylated. It's impressive. I'm impressed with people who are good at chemistry and who can make their own whatever at home with their excellent chemistry skills. But I find it impossibly, horribly, sickeningly TE.
So, Felicity from the show Felicity, I had trouble. She's obviously, her character's obviously, like, introverted, and I couldn't figure out, but someone said recently that she's an INFP, and I was like, that makes sense, because she's in a chemistry class. She's studying to be a doctor at first, but she also has very good artistic skills,
Until one day she has eternal fainting.
Oh, did you explain to the people?
I did. Sometimes when a woman has her period really bad, she gets eternal fainting. That's how she dies.
No!
Well, that's what the doctor said about that one lady. But fortunately, justice prevailed, and the prosecutor said, eternal fainting? What the hell is that? Because, the prosecutor was a smart guy because he was a lawyer, and the doctor was a dumbass because he was a doctor. That's basically how it goes. But with certain exceptions, Dr. Ingram and I are going to have to accept him from all of these critiques because, boy, is he the right psychiatrist for me and Rachel.
Yeah.
His FI understanding of things is very important in helping Rachel and I. If Rachel and I can actually have like epiphanies, not about almost any kind of meaning at all, because it's like a psychiatrist or psychologist isn't gonna come up with ideas that we haven't thought of or haven't, they're not gonna be as good with the simple raw metaphysicality of things as we are. But our emptiness area is FI. Like, well, you might be totally motivated by FI and not notice it. And that might be me or Rachel.
Yeah.
And having him draw our attention to that is pretty clutch. Pretty clutch.
Yeah, it is.
I'm a stitch mouth, and my mouth has got some stitches down here, over here. They stitched up my gum over the bone. They stitched up my gum over the bone. It doesn't really hurt that much. I did take some analgesics earlier.
That's good.
Some Ibus, a couple T's, a couple TYs.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Tylenols could be called thank yous. TYs.
TYs. Thank yous.
I don't like to call any drug really very often. What does that say? Oh, it's cookies. The dispensary, they're always texting me with their offers and their come shop at our store. Shut up, cookies.
You tell them.
That's what I say. Okay, so now with that cola harvested, I feel like I can live with the other things poking out a little bit longer, but next I'd like to get that one right there. It's poking out. Yeah. And then maybe after that get the one down there. Yeah. I'm not even sure which plant. Is that 8? I guess it must be 8. Oh, Cameron, I wanted to say to you if you're still here, one advantage of coming like October 9th through 15th or whatever is I'll have my Adderall on the 10th. If you come at the beginning of October, it's going to be sleepy week probably. It's not the best time to come. Just so that we'll have more fun if you come on after around when I get the Adderall.
Good thinking.
If your SE is really bad, could you only be INTP or INFP? The two that you'd be are INFP or INTP or SE polar. But you could also be SE 8, like ENTP, ENFP. We don't have very good extrovert sensing either.
No, even though mine's conscious.
Yeah. Okay. In general, I'd say INFJs and what are the other one that has it? Fourth. INTJs have better SE than NTPs, NFPs. Yeah. Than the NTPs and NFPs. I think Rachel has better extrovert sensing than I do, really. In the sense that she's able to do things she says she's going to do. Once I say I'm going to do something, boy, it's almost certain not to happen. A little bit annoying, a little frustrating. Right, so I was going to go get the trash cans. That's a good idea. I could clean up back here a bit, although not too much point in cleaning up too much because I still have more work to do, I don't know. I think I'm going to run out of lime before I run out of sand, but I'm going to run out of one of those two before I run out of cement, so I'm going to have to go. Probably I'm going to have to go to Oakhurst to get lime. And Rachel wanted to go to town today to get pads. So maybe we'll wrap this up pretty soon if she's done with her phone call and go down to Oakhurst and run a couple of errands. I'm hammering this thing through pretty good, this project at this point. This bottle of Adderall, I've been very steadily working on it. Which is better than like working on one huge burst, I think. I might mix another bucket of mortar right now.
Not available.
Cool. So I was thinking you needed to go to town today to get pads, right? Or is there something else you needed to go to town for?
No, not. That was just it.
Okay.
We added stuff to the list like the apricots and raspberries.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking let's go to Oakhurst to do this so that I can get more lime. I don't think they're going to have lime in Mariposa. Need more lime and more sand. And you take the existing bag of sand out of the car. Oh no, is this the last bag of sand I have? Oh yeah, this is the last bag of sand I have. I have one more bag of cement in the car.
Who came up with mortar idea?
What do you mean?
Like you went from the concrete to the mortar. Like what? When was it? Like what made the change?
I just saw the recipe on the back of. Oh, I know
Oh.
what happened. I got a bag of cement one time, thinking I don't like the way this concrete looks. Maybe if I just use this cement, it'll look better. But then when I looked at the bag, I saw you're not supposed to just use cement by itself. You're supposed to use it. You could make either this or that thing. So I also Googled it. I said, was it because at one point I had only sand and cement, and I Googled it, and basically, the sand and cement is called mortar. The addition of the lime makes the mortar better. And there's this other thing called pasting compound, which is just, I think it's just, maybe it's just cement. Maybe cement and sand is pasting compound. Cement, sand, and lime is mortar. Anyway, I Googled it and I looked it up. So that's why I'm using mortar now, because I was prompted to look into it from the when I got just cement and realized, oh, you can't just use just cement. You're supposed to mix it with something else.
I never knew.
Yeah.
Good thing you did your reading.
I actually did Google that one question. Um, Unlike everything else about this pond, I've looked nothing into how to build ponds at all. Never Googled, like, how to make sure your pond is watertight. This is a classic 7 maneuver. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
But I am actually going to feel very confident it's going to be fine because I'm doing multiple layers of concrete, then mortar with rocks, and then often another layer of mortar with more rocks. So it should be fine. And what's the pattern on the inside of your hat? It's snockies. See? Mini snockies. The other hat has a different pattern. You never see the snockies' heads, though, interestingly.
That's interesting.
Isn't that interesting? You never
Yeah,
get to
there's
see
no
a
heads.
head on any of the snockies.
No. The snockies? No.
They're all blocked by leaves.
By leaves, yeah.
Maybe the person didn't know how to draw a snake's head.
Maybe. That's probably part of it.
Giant red wrigglers, one skinny long snake. Maybe. What does it say? Hydro dipped? I don't know what that means. I'm smoking a cigarette. And then I go in, pull a couple bond reps, wash my hands, and we could go to Oakhurst. Oh, nobody wants to go to Oakhurst. I know. Oakhurst is kind of stinky with its traffic and its crowded parking lots. But on the plus side, they have the things I need there. They have lime. And I could also use more of those river rocks for up by the mailbox. But if I'm gonna get, see, I don't want to drive back home with like 500 pounds of shit in the car, so
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna get a 50-pound bag of lime and 3 bags of sand, which will be more than enough lime and about the right amount of sand for the other bag of Portland cement. I really should get 4 bags of sand, but I think I'll just get 3 bags of sand and a bag of lime. And some pads
Yep.
so that I don't get eternal fainting.
No, that's you don't want that. I think you're an eternal fainter.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Can we get some food while we're in Oakhurst?
Let's do it. Let's hit up either the McDonald's or the Carl's Jr.
I was thinking Carl's Jr.'s. I like their chicken star.
I like Carl's Jr.'s too. Alright, so we'll do that. And what's the date today? Today's the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. We need to get the water bill mailed out by, like, say the 21st, so it's there by the end of the month. At the latest, let's say the 25th. So that's something I'm just keeping in mind.
Yeah, it's good because I keep forgetting about it.
Eric, do you think Charlie Kirk was ESFJ? I've never seen the guy speak. Don't know anything about him except a couple of quotes that he's responsible for that make me think he was an idiot. And I know the fact that he was assassinated, and that was disgraceful. It's a dead leaf, I think. But you know, getting my teeth fixed, that's the first step in really becoming the voice of America. People, it's like I can't really take myself seriously if I'm not even doing the bare minimum, to be taken seriously, which has to acknowledge that there's a lot of appearances involved in that. At some point here, maybe I'll even start making, once I get my teeth fixed and stuff, maybe I'll dress up a little bit to make some political videos. See how they do. What I really want is to get the fat electrician on board as my vice presidential candidate. That would make everything a lot more viable because he's got a lot of subs,
Who?
The fat electrician.
Oh, the guy who always talks about like the war stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but occasionally he does talk about politics. The only thing he says about it really is he knows that he wants somebody in power who wants what's best for America, not what's best for their party, not what's best for blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah, he says the same kind of things that I'm saying.
That's good.
And that's what I need on my ticket is another person who is about America as a whole and not about their side of the culture war.
Mm-hmm. I love you. I want to pet you.
Thanks, darling. I love you too. And I don't really want to pet you because my hands are dirty in part.
Thanks. I appreciate the.
They make you dirty. You have some blood on your leg,
Oh, really?
Not that leg, the other leg.
Oh, it's from shaving.
Oh, you shaved your legs.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they don't have any hair on them, I guess.
Yeah.
Hello again, Winston's mom. There's going to be a day when this pond actually has water going in it.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's going to be like, oh my God.
I know. Do you think you're going to be ready for it?
I mean, I need to get it done before the first snow falls. which could be late, could be early, could be late, but the more it gets into fall and winter, I mean, I can finish it whenever, but I'm ready to get it done and move on to thinking of other things.
Yeah.
So I made a lot of good progress this bottle of Adderall so far, and it's been a really kind of good progress, which isn't a 12-hour speed burst, but is let me pour a bucket of mortar while I have a moment here and put that down, and then right now it's all in the sun, so I'm better off trying to avoid working too much in the sun. For one thing, I try to work in the sun and live stream, and the phone overheats from being in the sun. It shuts down. So, all right, I'm about ready to go inside, wash my hands again, and once your hands get like concrete dust on them, that's a very sticky kind of dustiness. They'll stay dusty even after you wash them. Pond parasol. I could conceive of including some shade in some capacity when I get to the pond watching platform on which there'll be a couple of chairs. But that wouldn't be an umbrella. It would be ideally something like positioning the platform underneath that tree or something. But it could do some other kind of like shade providing cover. For example, a little, just like 2 shorter poles in the front, 2 longer ones in the back, and a slanted boards on top or something. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything like that. Alright, so it's time to pull bong rips, then it's time to end the stream and go do this stuff. Curse you, sleeping computer. Eric. Tarp shade. Could do a tarp. Do I think he was a racist? Who? Charlie Kirk? I have no idea. I know he was a sexist who didn't see women as equal in a relationship or before the law. So, in that regard, he's already a dumbass. Of course, now he's not alive either. But thanks, Acacia. I'll try not to forget the later stream.
Make a list.
Yeah, make a list.
Okay.
I'm getting pretty hungry too, so we're gonna have to motivate this out of here pretty quick. But I do want to smoke a couple bong rips first. The Oxford debates, huh?
Okay. Dried apricots I have.
Pads.
Sunflower seeds.
lime and sand.
Lime, sand, raspberries,
Yes. Um, lime and sand. That's it.
okay.
Carlos Jr.
Oh yeah.
Probably don't need to put that on the list though.
No.
He had a very plain way of speaking mostly. You have to search to find and get fire in his talk. So kind of boring and monotone, straightforward mostly. I really didn't listen to him at all after the shouting. I didn't know he was so big with millions of subs. You know, people want a certainty they can understand. And that's one of the challenges I face. I'm telling them to have better ambiguity tolerance. Like, if you don't know, then just be fine with not knowing. That's what you know, is that you don't know. But lots of people, including my wife, they really like to know.
Sorry.
Why are you apologizing for being you, darling? I love you just the way you are. I know her. And you're in just the right spot because you get to know about all these wonderfully true things that I say.
It's true.
And for people who have, say, a Christian conservative frame of reference, they think that they have the right metaframe, which is Christianity, even though it's not a metaframe. And they want to have their wrongness confirmed. The reason they want to have it confirmed is because it is wrong. You'll note how I don't want to have my rightness confirmed. I'm just 100% certain that I'm right, where I am 100% certain that I'm right. And it doesn't matter if nobody at all agrees with me, I'm still right. Isn't it weird that women have to shave their legs? They don't have to. They like to because they like to look good, you know. Women, a lot of women anyway, not all of them, they think a lot more about their appearance than men do.
It started out as a rebellion. Women didn't shave their legs until the 20s, and like the 20s started like higher hems on the skirts and stuff. So in an act of rebellion, to be like woo woo, the women shaved their legs.
Mm.
So yeah.
We can use razors successfully without giving ourselves eternal fainting.
Exactly.
I think,
Do we have the air going?
I think it's the package. But I have to look out here. No, I don't know what that was. Let me go outside.
Turkeys are around and Eric's shooing them away.
I don't know if it was the horrible turkeys that made that sound, but the horrible turkeys are out
They should not be here.
there. God, hi, turkeys.
Ah, I don't want your poop.
Nobody invited you. Horrible turkey. Yeah, the last two times I saw them, not this time, but two previous times, I threw rocks at them. I was unable to hit any of them. So I want them to go away and stay away. If one turkey poops anywhere near where I go, and I see it, it will always be covered by like 30 flies. Just It could be this big of a poop, and somehow
Ew.
just how many flies could you possibly fit on that many big of poop? That's how many flies it has on it. Flies love turkey crap more than anything in the world.
Gross.
You're glad you're not a woman? Well, you know what? I refuse to be boxed like that. Sometimes I'm a woman.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm a man.
Sure.
Most of the time I'm a baby.
Mhm.
Have I ever been pregnant? Well, I always use plan B. Even when I haven't had sex. That way I'm sure I'm not pregnant. Darlene, did you take your plan B this morning? We didn't even have sex. Can't be too careful.
Can't be too careful.
Okay, one more bong rip and bada bing, bada boom.
Okay. Should I take the bag weed?
No, we have plenty of weed. I'll get some more out of the closet.
I was just thinking I'll put them in a bag though.
Sure. I'll get you more weed from the closet. Here's a bag.
Oh, wonderful.
I'll get more from the closet.
Ooh la la.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. There. Okay. Now, it's time to end the stream. Thanks for being here, everybody. We love you. We'll see you later, maybe. We gotta go to Oakhurst.